Yes, you're a co-host, so you can do it.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So my screen is visible to all. Yeah.
Yes.
So since me and Neha ji we were discussing about the topic that we have chosen today to discuss upon, we'll just quickly start with the Ganesh Stuti because we have decided every Wednesday we will meet again here on the same platform to to this session is more about satsang, meeting with each other and talking about what we think of the spiritual path, what we see spirituality or religion or whatever as. So I would first seek the blessings of Shri Ganesh. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. ओम गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर साक्षात परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. So, as we have discussed that every Wednesday we'll be slowly going on the topic decoding mind. So today I have named it as chapter one, and let's see what we're gonna explore together. This session will be more interactive. I would also like to hear your point of view because I feel that when we give a session on any topic, it doesn't mean that this is my theory that it doesn't mean that I am the master of that topic. I have chosen to talk on this topic because I personally want to explore what I know about this topic and I also uh, what I can gain from you all during this session talking on this topic. So I would uh, first try to go deep upon our go actually back in our roots of our education system to know about mind. uh, I want to first discuss on what we have actually accumulated through our education system because mind is all about the datas, right? And education system is a medium from through which we collect different n numbers of data and we keep collecting even after the schooling system or the college system gets over through our personal readings we keep collecting those data, but initially the foundation which we have built in our very early stages, the future data will be mostly um, relying upon those initial foundations which you have made. So as I can talk about how when I was small, what how do I see myself when I was small going into that kind of schooling system or education system. I feel like I was just following what the system has made. Just follow what is taught. And since there is a lot of fear of going against the system, so we actually question less. We start doubting that whether this question would be foolish or whether my theory would be taken as um, whether my theory will apply in real life system, whether I should ask it or not ask it. So that freedom of just asking whatever I want, I feel like it is not encouraged in our schooling system. to an extent what I am talking about, because of the time pressure, because we have a set course, and all the teachers are set to, to finish that set course in a limited period of time. And if you go talking about some other things, then the teacher will just say, oh, let's talk about it some other days because we won't finish our course. So there is a set course actually in our schooling, in our education system, which don't encourage us to go beyond our limits. We have to work in that circle of the set course. And there is, I don't find any concepts of Shastras given these days in our schooling system, because Shastras, what I mean is the philosophy which is coming basically or mostly from the Indian society, the Indian philosophical system. Because I have tried reading different philosophies, not only Indian, but Buddhism also, Christianity also. But I feel there is something special about the Indian philosophy system because it gives a lot more questions, the answer of to a lot more questions, what I was seeking. I can't say that the other religions are not giving the answers, but the questions what I was seeking actually was answered from 80% from the Indian philosophy in my experience. So I feel that in India and in other parts of the country where people like this Shastra should be included. And even in the schooling time, when I feel when we were given all the theories, I would ask myself that where I'm gonna apply these theories, just on the answer papers that I have to write on to gain the marks, or how I can apply it in my real life. So the practicality of those knowledge, I was questioning a lot that how I will bring it in my daily life. Because all those theories were giving me indication that I have to uh, gain marks out of it. And that was the only use of those theories, mostly. So today I'm here to reach you all, and I'm here to actually specially reach people who are explorers, who are who questions everything, who just doesn't, follow whatever is given upon. And I feel like that's why we all are here. There is some bigger reason, bigger cause that we all have gathered today. Out of millions of social media platform available today, out of different links and numbers of links available freely today, you have clicked that link which is connecting us all here. So I feel if we all are here, then some of the other indication is we all are explorers, and we all are in search of something more. And this quest of uh, searching more inside us is what makes us human being, or what makes us um, a spiritual person. Because a person who is not seeking anything, or not asking anything, not questioning, not exploring anything, either he has attained, he doesn't want to know anything anymore, or he is like, inside he's just numb, he's inside, he's dead. Because life is a flow and it keeps going on and doesn't stop, and so our mind is, the thoughts keeps traveling from one direction to other, never stops. So even the thoughts which are coming from one direction to the other in our brain, or whatever direction the thoughts are following, we are still exploring from where it comes. It comes from left, comes from right, or if there is no direction, it comes from deep something. Is it like seven dimensional, eighth dimensional? Where it is coming from, that is a big question. But yeah, that's the search. I was talking about the search which is going inside us. So again, I'm going back to our roots when we were small child, when we were small. So we were very, by nature, we were so innocent. We weren't, to our children, you don't tell, you don't, teach them to be innocent. They are born with that natural quality and they're very curious about everything. You give them something and they start exploring what that thing is. And they are, when you observe them very closely, they feel so free. They have no tensions. They have no big worries, and they don't think about past or future like we do. Whether like some Indian philosophy says that a child, until he starts speaking, uh, they remember their past lives. So they are not sure what they are thinking in their mind, but for sure they are not thinking of the future. That is for sure. They must be thinking about the past, but there is no future concept in the mind for them. And looking at the child, just at the child, we can see that the nature is very, very intelligent. It's just naturally they have born with those all those qualities, which we learn like with a big, you know, when we grow up and when we start searching, what life is all about, then we find different shastra, complex theories, uh, thick and big books teaching us how to live. And one of those theories, which is very famous and common, is Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And you can see, like, they have categorized, the Patanjali has categorized all these quality of human nature in different sections. So there are 8 limbs and all those things comes up in like very systematic manner. But for a child, it is coming so naturally. Ahimsa, which is like no harming, which child follows as it is. Like a child will never kill anyone or harm, intentionally harm anyone. So there is no intent of harming. That quality is not there in a child very naturally. And here, after growing up, then we have to, learn those things, like, because we forget that non-harming is a by birth quality of human being. Purity, child is pure, and that's why Patanjali is asking us to be pure. Truthfulness, so there is no duality, so there is no fake face of a child. He is whatever he is in front, and he will show the satya. He will demonstrate that quality. He or she, sorry. Uh, Contentment. So all these things you can, I will not go line by line, but you can contemplate on the bigger words here written in that section of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, to be like, actually to be like a small child. Being like a small child means going back to your true nature. So is it too hard to follow all these things? Because we all were born with that quality. I don't get it, like why we have to study like to be like this, because we know how to be like this. Am i am i saying anything wrong? You can all question me, because this is what I feel like, and this session is like actually whatever I write my notes, I'm just presenting you my thoughts, and I'm slowly decoding. So the session is about decoding the mind. So I'm from the very basics, I'm starting, like, how everything starts. So you all can just counter me if you don't feel or you don't, get what I'm saying. And if you think something is which I'm saying is not true, we can discuss upon that. So here you can see our mind, how it is. So as we grow up, we start collecting data, especially in our school time, or the university, the education system which we get into. So there we are given different amount of information and data which we just starts accumulating. And when we then, after now, where we have gathered here to know, what mind is, and accept any child who is present here in this session, except the children, the children present here in the session, we all have gathered good amount of data throughout our experiences. So, and with those datas, we have not attained peace. If we would have attained peace with those datas, then there would have no need of the yogic or the meditative uh, uh, paths which are described. There would be no need of all those theories. You just keep collecting data, whatever comes in the journey, and be happy with it. Just don't say that, oh, I'm not happy with that data, what I have collected throughout. But it doesn't go like that, because most of those data what we have collected are of no use. So when we then enter into a school, or when we interact with someone who is giving us a knowledge, or who is giving us his experience of their experience of how to be in peace, then again you are collecting some data from that session. And now either you have to delete whatever theories you have built, because there is no more space. You have to delete. And if you don't delete it, then it doesn't get in your brain, and you just follow whatever you follow. There is no change. You read whatever you want to read, you practice whatever you want to practice, but there is no change until there is a space inside to accumulate those new experiences. So we are actually cluttered with a lot of concepts and norms, what I have written here. And and the first step to walk towards the self is to make space in the system, in the mind, to make space. And you have to really struggle hard now to make a space, because those theories have built up through a very has stayed with you since a very long time. For now, you can say this, since a very long time means when you were small. So if I am 30 at the moment, those theories have stayed with me for at least 25 years, or say 20 years. So to make a new space for something new, what we want to learn, we have to really struggle hard. And we go through a lot of ups and downs in our life. And when the negativity, there is nothing as positive or negative in that Advaita Vedanta, but just say, like, say there is something negative or something positive. We mostly see negative as what we don't like, what we don't accept, where we get uncomfortable. Those things we see as negative, and the things which we see as positive is something what we like, we attract. So if the life is giving you a situation where you don't like that situation, that and you say that situation is negative, then you must have experienced in your life that it doesn't stay forever, because it changes and some positive things starts coming after those negativity, and vice versa. When positivity is there, then be very cautious. That's something is going to test you now, and something is going to shake you now after all those positive environment. So our shastra says that when a situation is there where you find yourself very sad, don't be sad, because something good is going to happen. And when there is a situation where you feel like, oh, I'm so happy, aware, be that is a moment of actually the alert button should be tapping in your system, that something is going to come which is going to shake my happiness. And it's going to come because that is science, and that is the science given by uh, great scientists, those who have worked on quantum physics and quantum theories. Say like a simple example, take as a simple laws of Einstein, that a object stays in rest, keeps in rest until and unless an external force is applied on it. So things changes because nature keeps giving that force on you, because it's an energy, and it changes, it accelerates. And today I'll be mostly talking and driving this journey towards a direction where the grihastha, the householder, which I am also, which we all are here. I am not sure if there is any sannyasi in this session, but I'll be mostly talking about how a grihastha can be like in that state where he's actually away from all those happy and sad moments. So I feel this is my strong feeling that grihastha will evolve, becoming far better than a sannyasi. And why I'm saying that, because in a quest of getting the answers of what happiness is, I traveled extensively, mostly in India, to find the answers, but I wasn't finding any answers outside. It has become a cult now to open up a ashram. Sorry, I'm not saying about all the ashrams, but mostly this was my experience, that they open up a big ashrams. They they wear the sannyasi robes, and as you wear that orange robe on you, mostly who are not prepared, who have not gained that level, they feel like, no, I have now become a guru. Now I can teach. Now I can preach. I can give. Um, I can start spreading a lot of big knowledges, and that's where they do mistake, because a sannyasi is not a guru. A sannyasi is a seeker. like a householder. So there is no difference between a sannyasi and a householder. A householder who is seeking for the knowledge which he wants to finally apply in his life, which he wants to explore. Likewise, the sannyasi is also in a mode of exploring. And as we are in running in a Kal Chakra of Kali Yuga, our Shastras has clearly indicated that this fourth yuga is mostly about people who are very self-centered. You will find a lot of people who are self-centered. This yuga is more about selfishness. It's not selfless yuga. It's yoga about my evolvement and not about our evolvement. And this yoga is about less of nature and more of human beings. So as we see that the circle, the chakra of the time is rolling, the population is increasing worldwide. In earlier times, it was said that go to pilgrimage, do tirth yatra, go to temples, go to religious and holy places, take a dip in a holy water, and you will find peace. You will feel happy. But honestly, this is again like is my in my experiences when I was doing all those things, I was feeling more sad. I don't know why. I was feeling like, where am I going? In those temples, which are full of people, which are full of tickets of VIP line, special line, in India mostly, you will find big temples are now a big business. You will go there, you have to buy a huge amount of tickets if you want to get darshan immediately. If you want to go free, then just spend like 5 hours standing in the line. Those things were coming in my experiences, especially in last 5 years. I felt like, okay, let's take a dip. Just don't go to a temple. Let's take a dip in the water, in a Ganga water, or wherever. I would find people throwing all those garbages in the river. And I was feeling, oh, because I'm a person who I feel for nature. I become very sad when I see people polluting the nature. So here I was. My intention was to take a dip in a water and feel happy. But eventually I was feeling sad by seeing people throwing all their waste items in the water. So I was like, where should I go now? What should I do? Should I go to an ashram? I went to an ashram. It was full of people who were just there for chilling for holidays. It was just like a hotel. There were different rooms, from starting from deluxe to super deluxe to whatever you say. You spend more, the best room you will get in an ashram. And after all those experiences, I came back home and I started reading and I started applying the theories of my readings at my home. And honestly, I was feeling much more happier at my home and not outside, in my room and not outside. So, who lives in a room? Who lives at a home? A grihastha, not a sannyasi. And that's why I feel like in coming days, in coming years, in coming decades, the experience what I am getting will be more intensified. And a grihastha will stop. The true grihastha who is a seeker will stop going out. He will stop asking questions from the person who is wearing a orange robe, because he already now, I don't know, like already now, if in a session of our here, like if I ask people, do you will you 100% blindly follow whatever a sannyasi or an orange robe person is saying, they will say, mostly will say, no, we can't follow them blindly because there is a trust issue now. So where should we go? How to learn things then? From where to gain the knowledge? So my answer is nature is the only guru or the first guru where you should go and seek for all your answers. Nature is very powerful and very, very intelligent. As in the first slide, we have seen the example of a child who is very, very intelligent and already following whatever uh, Patanjali Yoga Shastra is saying. I'm just taking one sutra example, Patanjali, or say like um, Bhagavad Gita, whatever. They all are saying like be honest, be truthful, don't do any harm to anyone. And the child is already following that. And nature has already given those knowledge. So in future or now, the best way to learn is from nature. I'm not sure if you have heard about this yogi called Dattatreya. So Shiva actually took a form of Dattatreya, Lord Shiv, to indicate us that your first guru, where you will learn everything from, will be nature. And I will come more upon this of how a householder keeps learning from the nature. I will come back to this topic, but first I will just give you a small description of Dattatreya. So Lord Shiva took a form of Dattatreya. There is a big story about how Dattatreya came. I'll not go in that, but I will just tell you why I have chosen this rishi here. Because he had 24 gurus, okay, Dattatreya. 24 gurus, and all those gurus were picked from real life situation and from nature. So, for example, if I had 24 gurus, let's pick one. One of his guru was a snake. Why snake? What he learned from a snake? That be detached from whatever you have, keep traveling, keep your journey on, because snake never gets attached to one place. A snake never builds, something of his own. He just travels. So Dattatreya thought that okay, he's very detached. I'll just take that quality of detachment. I'll not just start behaving like snake. I'll take a quality of that snake. Okay, he learned from, say, a spider. What he learned from a spider? He saw a spider sitting right at the center of his own web, and he learned that a human being throughout his life starts making a web of his desires. Sitting at the center, he starts building up a lot of desires around him in a form of a web. And like a spider is stuck at the center of the web because now he wants the food. He can't move from that center because if any insect will come, stuck on that web or get entangled in that web, the spider has to be there to eat it. So spider gets stuck in his own web design. So likewise, human being with the web of his desires sitting at the center, he gets stuck. He can't, he has no options now because his desires are so much. Just he keeps building it on. So there are 24 gurus. You can Google it, you can read about Dattatreya, that how he started learning from the nature.
So can I just ask a question?
Yeah, sure, please.
This Dattatreya you're referring to, is it different Dattatreya? The Guru, the Lord, who is a incarnation of Brahma, Vishnu, and
Right.
Shiva.
Yes, I'm
This is
talking about.
different, isn't it?
No, I'm talking about him only, who
Oh,
is in
right.
of Brahma,
Sorry.
Vishnu, and Mahesh. Yeah, you're taking it right. I'm talking about him only, the incarnation of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh.
Okay, because you said he had 24 gurus, you see, and I thought Lord Dattatreya was full of knowledge, he didn't have to have gurus. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So our system is very, very honestly showing that even if you are an avatar, okay, if you have taken a human body, that means that something you have to learn something. All our shastras are indicating that even a avtarit purush who is taking a body has to go through a learning system, because human body is equals to something which is not complete. A body is not complete. This is a temple, but still it is not complete. We have to learn how to use this body and then learn how to be complete. Even Lord Ram, even Lord Krishna, they all had gurus, right? So, for example, Ram had Vashishta. He was teaching, he was learning from Vashishta. So, likewise, Dattatreya was also learning from nature with all 24 gurus. And this whole intelligence that, okay, I want to learn from nature starts from where? Who gives you this indication that learn from nature? The thing which is giving you the indication that learn from here is soul, is your atma. So that's why I'm writing it here. Soul is nature absolute. First the soul will come, and then the nature will come. So how to start? And here I am not discouraging you, but this is the thing that if you feel like, oh, I will start now, no, you cannot start. You are not the decider. Because nature will tell you first when to start by presenting a situation or putting a situation in your life. And in householders life, we go through different situations every day. Someday the situations are very favorable, and someday everything or everyone go just against us. We get stuck in a situation being a householder that we get a feeling that now I'm lost, I'm completely lost, I'm helpless, I can't practice all those big words or big theories what the shastra is saying, meditate, pranayam, nothing works in those moments. Everything just ceases. So first, the nature will give you actually those situations are a present or an indication telling you now you have to start or search something which will give you the feeling of fulfillment. Suppose if I take an example of a householder who is very happy, financially very stable, families are very supportive, everything is good, there is a very less chance he will seek for something more. He will not seek for God. He will not start reading the theories of the Shastras because he's already happy. Why you should learn all those things? Learning a shastra or practicing a asana or a pranayam is ultimately the goal is to be happy. And if I'm already happy, why would I seek for more happiness? Why would I even go in a complex system of shastras and the Vedic cultures? Or why will I go to church? Why will I go to temple? I'm happy here with my family, and that's it. But nature doesn't work like that. And it actually gives us an unfavorable situation. It puts us in a situation where we don't like it, or in a very difficult situation. And that is the point when you start. So, are we starting? No, we are not starting. The situation is making us start towards something. There are different steps. But for a householder, in my point of view, for a householder, the best way to start is take a refuge in a sangha, like-minded people. You will, when you will ask, when you are in a, because obviously when we are in a situation which is not favorable, we start praying, we start seeking, we start asking, and nature starts giving you, because it is beautiful, it is intelligent already, will start giving you indications or help through someone, through another human being only. Everyone here, I'm sure, whenever you were in an adverse or in a situation where you felt you were stuck, didn't you get help in one or the other way from someone? Just think. Wasn't that a time when someone came and just held your hand and gave you support? Don't think about time. It can, for some, it can take longer to find that person, to find that support, but that support will come if you seek. So, for a householder, take a refuge in a sangha or be in a company of someone who is already walking towards that path, who has already gone through all those situations, what you are going through now, and what he is practicing now. He will tell you the nature, or the nature will tell you. Because satsanga can, with satsanga, you can achieve something which is very unimaginable. Being in a satsanga doesn't mean to practice something or be in a system of practicing something. Satsang means just sharing whatever is coming in my mind to someone, and there is someone who is just listening, just simply listening to us. That is in Nehaji will know better, that is the first step in psychological system, that listening, how listening helps tremendously. If you listen to someone who is mentally disturbed, it helps the person just releasing his emotions in a form of his talks, and you are just there to listen. So satsanga, the first thing I feel, a satsanga means someone, you have find a community or a person who is there to listen you without any judgment. So if you ever want to make a wish, make this wish, because life will keep testing us. It will not stop. It's the nature of life. It will keep testing us one or the other way. Even you, when you become a monk, or you become a millionaire, or you become whatever, everyone they have to go through that test what nature has for them. So if that is what is reality, then I will wish for a person who will help me, who will be there to guide me. And from this theory, our Hindu Shastra is saying is seek a guru. So who is a guru? A guru is someone who will be there for you. And then I will not talk more about sadhana here or today, but this is the word which is most commonly used now. And if you can see on the in the picture that what this person is doing is seen as like, oh, he's doing something complex, and that means that he is doing a sadhana. So whatever he's doing in that picture looks very, complex, and it looks very indifferent. It's not very common what he's doing. And sadhana is being given in this form in these days, where it feels like or it looks like it has to be a complex system. And during that sadhana or whatever practice person gives you, okay, do this, do that, we want to achieve that goal, and now we put ourselves in that time pressure. I want to achieve it in this amount of time. We are constantly putting ourselves in a time pressure. For example, if someone gives you a mantra and says, okay, chant this mantra for just do it one mala of that mantra or two mala of that mantra. Subconsciously, mind is under pressure of chanting or completing that one mala. And my now focus is to just complete that one mala. My focus is not on chanting. That is what the time pressure does. So we will talk in a different session on all those topics. But here I have brought this thing here just to indicate that whatever we are doing, we shouldn't put ourselves in a time pressure. We should enjoy that thing. We should enjoy that journey and be free from pleasing others. And you are not free, as you can see it in the quote, because this is a big trap and it is a waste of time. And it is actually not possible to please anybody in this world. It is not possible. Do whatever you can. You give your whole life to a person. And you do one small mistake and see the face of the other person. You have devoted 40 years. You have devoted your whole life for that person. And you just want to live for yourself. And that person starts revolting. Oh, you are so selfish. You have become so selfish now. Where my 40 years have gone? What I was doing? So meaning that enjoy the journey, I also want to indicate that with this picture, this is a beautiful picture. I will tell you later where this is taken. What you can see a river flowing, two rivers merging. One is, you can see it's kind of in a fast pace. Another is kind of very cool and calm. And you are a person who is observing this whole journey of the river and the place. Looking at this picture, aren't you enjoying it like, oh wow, what a beautiful place, right? Oh, this place is so good. Imagine if I throw you in that river now. Okay. What will happen? If you know swimming, then there is another thing. But if you don't, then what will happen? Even if you know swimming, then you can't, do happy swimming session in that, in that river because it's very fast. What will happen? You will start struggling. See this picture as your life. Looking from a detached way or from outside, you will feel the life is beautiful. Don't get carried away and throw yourself in a river of thoughts. That river is a thought, a multiple thought is combined as river of thoughts. If you are constantly swimming in that thought and not observing it as we are observing this picture, you will not enjoy, you will miss it. You will miss this whole beauty of life, what we are seeing from outside. So always be in a sangha where you can go and surrender and share, and the sangha is taking you towards a direction and teaching you how to be an observer, like how we are observing this picture. So I think I have talked enough. Like I want to also I have said enough. I want to also interact with you all. Like, what do you think? What do you feel? I have already completed 50 minutes of talking. I feel like interacting with you all. That what you feel now. What are your experiences? Is there any questions?
Thank you. Is it still being recorded or is the recording off now?
I'm not sure. I think it's still recording. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think what you said earlier about the hard disk being full, I agree with that actually. I just feel at times I've got so much in my mind, I need that clarity of thinking. And as you said, you have to start dropping off things and find new experiences and put them in. So the question is, yes, you need to do it, but it's not that easy, because
No.
one has to override the other one, and you're so ingrained into your habits
Yes.
that sometimes it's not easy at all.
Correct. You have to be constantly in touch with people who are living in this theory or walking in this direction. Because satsanga also means that you become that person or you attract that qualities of that sangha what that sangha is actually made for. I mean, for a small child, why it is said that be in a group of people who will give you, good knowledge and not with a people who will take you away from your path. Because we become like people who what qualities they are, having inside them. So suppose like after this beautiful session, I go to a person who starts talking about all the materialistic thing, I will attract whatever he's saying. I have to now consciously choose my group. And as I am saying here that I am not saying, the nature is saying here that stop pleasing, Stop impressing anyone. If you want to choose your own group, be free, choose that group, be in that group for certain time, and when you feel like you are ready, you know, because as you said, it is very hard to apply in a real life, and that's where you feel lonely. Find a person, find a group who is walking in the same direction, in the same situation as you are in, and be in a constant touch.
No, I think that is easier. I'm in a group and everything, where you have similar like-minded people. But it is when you are within the family, etc. If the values are not shared within the family and the priorities are different, that's where the difficulties lie.
You have to find your spiritual family, actually. For a householder, this is must. You will get it. You have to just pray for it. I think somewhere I have written that if you want to make a wish, then wish for a companion who can offer you satsang. So if you feel the theory of family is not giving you happiness, take a time out from the family. You have to take a time out from family for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes. And, interact, gain something, talk, share something. Even if you are able to share yourself with a person who is a like-minded, who is walking in the same direction as you are, you both will share that energy, and that whole day you will recharge your battery again. So that is kind of a charging a soul, charging a mobile, and that then mobile can last for at least a day or two. That is a life of a householder. You get inspired, it lasts for a day or two, and then we come back to the same world. The householder who is very lucky, where the family environment is also moving in the same direction, then it's another case. But if family is going in 360-degree away from me, 180-degree away from me, then I need a support. Call for that support, wish for that support, and be in that group. This is the very first basic step I am talking today. I will talk more on, what a householder can do. But since I'm sorry, we all are short of time. You all are very busy. I think that's why it was not possible to give it all in one session. But yeah, I tried. So this is the first step, I feel, for a householder, which can be a lifesaver. Say this group, this is such a beautiful group, Arogyam. You're constantly listening or interacting with people who are actually giving you something, right? So this is the start. You start listening, and you start sharing, and keep this bond alive. Keep this bond for longer period of time. Even a yogi or a person who has attained a stillness of body and a stillness of mind will take 3 years to attain the nirvana, what we say. Why he will take 3 years? He has already attained that peace. Because it is not easy, as you said, it is not easy. So for a householder, it's gonna take some time. Allow yourself that time. Don't be in a rush. Ki I want liberation in this life. This life. Don't condition yourself. Just be free. Because even if you are seeking liberation, And even if you're not seeking liberation, the nature will give that liberation to you only when the nature decides to give you. So reaching the destination is not in our hand. So let's not even give it a timeline. Only walking in that direction, and even the walk will only start, as we decide, as we learned today, that walk will only start when the situations are giving you those indications to start. For a teenager of today's era who is now 18 or 19, the nature is giving them a different indication. Enjoy life, go and party or go in whatever. So the life is not giving them indication now, but the life will certainly give them at some point of time. Even we were teenagers someday. I mean, we were teenagers like in the past, and we were also enjoying life. But now we want something more because we are bored of those enjoyments. So it's not on our hand that we have started this journey. It's like the nature's call, actually. So to start with, I would say the baby step is be in the like-minded group. If you are reading something very good, which is taking you some step closer to yourself, your true divinity, which is giving you a charge to your soul, then don't ruin that feeling by wasting it discussing with someone who doesn't understand it. Only share your spiritual journey experiences with people who are like-minded. You have to be very intelligently, you have to choose people to whom to share with, to whom to share my even experiences of what I'm going through. And do not share your spiritual experiences in public, like with all. Because if the opposite person is very materialistic, he has different agendas in life, he will start throwing his theories, and those datas will some or the other way, even if you don't want to listen, will get registered in your mind and leave you feel confused. You will start questioning. You can even start questioning, because that person can also make you think that there is no God, there is nothing as mantras, there is nothing as spiritual practices, you are just wasting time. Just come in the party and enjoy the night. He can take you, he can drag you in that world again, from where you want to actually escape and see something more beyond that. He can again bring you back there. So yeah, that's what I feel. That is the first baby step of moving towards the divinities. Choose a right person to discuss your spiritual journey. The first step is to find a companion. And the name of that companion is Guru. Guru is given a very high order, like, the someone who is just like, beyond. No, a guru can be your immediate friend also. A companion, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, anyone else who would like to share their experiences, what they feel like, what life is? I will stop sharing the screen. Yeah.
I'll stop recording as well.